Well, earlier in September, the first week of September, actually, I knew I had thyroid problems. I had an enlarged thyroid, basically, a mass on the right side, and they decided that surgery was required. In fact, I was fortunate enough to have the surgery the very next day after meeting with the doctor down at Barnes Hospital. I had woke up with a horrendous headache. I very seldom get headaches. And I woke up with a headache, took a couple of Excedrin pills and laid down on our couch in our living room and got an ice pack, in fact, put it on my head. And as I said, I very seldom have headaches. About a half hour after laying down, I was realizing that I wasn't able to move my right side at all. And I went to yell for my wife to come out, and I couldn't talk. So thankfully, I had set up a TV tray ahead of time next to me on the couch, and I did have the ability to knock over that TV tray with my left arm, and it got her attention. And then as soon as she come out, she said she noticed right away there was something really, really wrong. Not only could I not talk or move my right side, but she just said by looking at me, she could tell there were some problems, and she called 911. And thankfully, the first responders, the firefighters, got there real quick. And then shortly thereafter, the paramedics from the ambulance crew got there and whisked me off to Blessing Hospital. Got to the hospital, and they did a test on me, a CAT scan test on me there. And that's where the issue of whether it was a stroke or not comes into factor, because they sensed that there were problems with blood vessels, and that's why they decided they were going to transfer me immediately. In fact, they were going to air evac me immediately to Barnes Hospital in St. Louis for the treatment. That day, unfortunately, was a foggy and a rainy day, so the air evac helicopter could not fly, and so we had to take the ambulance ride to the hospital down in St. Louis. My wife was lucky to ride in the passenger seat in the ambulance with me, and she said that with lights flashing and sirens blaring all the way down St. Louis to Barnes Hospital, traveling anywhere from 80 to 85, 90 miles per hour to get me there as quick as possible. And that was tremendous. I appreciate all of the paramedics here in Adams County that took care of me, the firefighters, the first responders that got there at my house that morning of 9/11, and of course all the doctors that ran me through the ringer as far as testing goes and treated me down at Barnes Hospital in St. Louis. Greatly appreciated. Prayers from our listeners, tremendous support from our listeners out there. I thank you. Cards, the letters, but most importantly the prayers, because I really think that's what healed me. I really do believe that. It was the prayers that saved my life more than anything. I mean, I could have been paralyzed for life. There could have been a lot of issues. Could have died as far as that goes. But thanks to all of our listeners for the prayers. They've really come through for me. It was very, very scary, but I looked at it as an hour-by-hour thing initially. You know, what could I do to get better? And that's what it ended up. Little by little, everything came back. The ability to move my right side, the ability to finally talk, all came back to me basically by late Friday evening. After that had all happened early on the morning of 9/11. By 9/12, September 12th, basically that evening, everything gradually came back. My speech was still a little impaired, but then by the next day, Saturday, I was able to talk. As I said, they put me through physical testing, made me get up and walk. They did some mental testing and stuff like that. And by late afternoon, on that Saturday afternoon, they released me to come home and recover for a couple of weeks. As our listeners know, I've been off the air for probably about 3 weeks until this past Monday when I was able to come back part-time. And thrilled to be back and looking forward to what lies ahead here at the radio stations. Tremendously to appreciate everything about it. My coworkers here, just the idea of those 3 weeks when I was gone, knowing that these people, great people that I work with, were here, able to take care of all the stuff that I do here at the radio stations, running that helped calm me more than anything. I mean, I knew they were capable of doing it. It was just the fact that I knew the good hands back here were going to take care of the radio stations that I'm responsible for. But looking back, you know, my children all came to the ER. 2 of them live here in town, and thinking I might not ever be able to talk to them again. looking at the things that we'd done over my 53 years. Actually, it was 52 years then. I just celebrate my birthday this past Tuesday, turning 53. So looking over my life and everything that's gone on. But greatly appreciate the little things in life. It teaches you a heck of a lot.